Oh, do I have something juicy for you guys today. You guys who've been with me for a very long time know that I call out the Dragon Ball manga, anime, movies, whatever, the news from the BlackScape. I call that out if it needs to be called out. I criticize it and praise what Dragon Ball gets right. Now I feel like I can comfortably do this because I mainly focus on fan mangas, fan animation, things of that sort, so I can see others doing these stories and doing them justice, doing things that we as fans have been wanting to see for a very long time, and sometimes these story elements are much better than what the manga or the anime or the movies have given us. But you know, if someone like Geekdom 101 is calling you out, you know you fucked up.
Guilty, 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 guilty!
Geekdom has not made a rant video on anything Dragon Ball on his main channel for about 7 years maybe. I think this one was the last one. So for him to make one about the Dragon Ball Super manga, the state of it as it is right now, it's important for us to discuss this because that means that the manga has fucked up in his eyes so much. He needed to talk about it, he needed to make a video about it, and rant about it. So I'm going to open up the floor. Let me know in the comment section below what your problem is with the Dragon Ball manga or anime right now. That way I can open the floor to discuss. But first, let's see what Geekdom has to say about where the story is going so far.
We're literally getting, for most of these chapters, a scene-by-scene retelling of the movie. There was some cool stuff in chapter 92, like Goku versus Broly. We saw the fight that was basically not in the movie, although it was in the trailer for the movie. But all we have left now is basically retelling the movie. The absolute state of Dragon Ball right now is just embarrassing. Here we have a property that is a multi-billion-dollar property, one of the biggest international franchises Toei has on their hands, maybe the biggest, and instead of giving us something new, instead of giving us something interesting, they're giving us, Shueisha and Toei are giving us this, a retelling of a movie that just came out last summer. We've all seen the movie. 90% of Dragon Ball fans have seen this movie already, and they're not adding anything interesting because the story, while fun, wasn't really all that captivating and all that interesting. So they have a chance to do something cool here, and they've done very few cool things. Krillin getting beat up by a bee, and Goku versus Broly was fine, but what else is there? If you're expecting perfect Cell Max, this chapter showed you're not going to get that, and you're not getting adult Gotenks. You're not getting any major changes. I, as a Dragon Ball fan, am totally disgusted with the way Shueisha and Toei have treated Dragon Ball.
Now, there is a lot that I want from the superhero arc that we're probably not gonna get. And I am kind of okay with that because we actually, if you look at the grand scheme of things, we did get some new stuff in the Dragon Ball superhero arc, and that is what Geekdom was just talking about. Trunks' entire story leading up to the events of the superhero movie, that's all brand new, and that is all slice of life. Now, it may not be things that you guys wanted to see or like, but it is brand new, so I have to give credit where credit is due. And right now, we are in the opening arc where we actually did get some more fluff that Geekdom talks about, where we see the fight go back and forth between Gamma 2 and Piccolo. We see more of that as opposed to the anime, which in my opinion looks a lot better. It was a better fight. So the truth of the matter is that to say that there is no new content coming to us and that the Granola arc was doing it more justice because it was all brand new, I mean, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, but at the same time, we were complaining about the Granola arc back then. That's basically all we were doing. We were complaining about the characterization, who's more powerful, this and that. The arc only got good when Frieza came in on the last chapter, knocked out both of our heroes. That was essentially it. Before that, it was a give and take. That fight was going on forever. So to be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Granola arc, and this one at least seems far more intriguing because I like to see the Earth side. I want to see the androids. I want to see more of Dr. Hito. I want to see more of what that has to offer. So I do got to give it to you, Geekdom, that there are a lot more things that could be added on to the superhero arc, and if you're not going to add on new things or new elements, then just make it a panel like this, like we did with Broly. But at the same time, I feel like in my heart that the only reason they're doing this is to buy time in the manga, because they're trying to give us something in anime format that is going to be beyond this, and they don't want this to overlap that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. My sixth sense is telling me, but I could be wrong.
Whoever is working at Toei Animation and Shueisha to push One Piece, I don't mean Oda, I mean whoever the producer is doing a great job, because Toei will hammer out One Piece material all the time. But with Dragon Ball, they barely promoted this damn fucking movie. They are now retelling the movie instead of giving us something cool after Black Frieza. And as a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, I'm left here with my dick in my hand, hoping for something better, and they're not giving it to us. Now, I know that we're gonna get the Black Frieza story later on. I know it, and you know it. I know we're gonna get that. I know we're gonna get new stuff. We're probably going past the end of Z, I know. But right now, dude, the fandom is bored. And even me as a Dragon Ball fan, I'm bored. And I'm a hardcore Dragon Ball fan. I love Dragon Ball, it's no secret. I bought the show tons of times. So not only are Toei and Shueisha literally wasting our time and wasting Toyotaro's time when they can just speed through this and show us one panel and move on to the next thing without adding anything new.
This is not new at all. Dragon Ball Super has been on the back burner for over 5 years. We haven't gotten anything brand new whatsoever. It has all been just a promotion for One Piece. One Piece this, One Piece that. Constant One Piece, One Piece, One Piece. That's all that Toei seems to really care about when it comes to the OG animes per se. But that's not something that's new. That's something that's been happening, been going on. I don't see it happening or changing anytime soon. I do see us getting maybe another Dragon Ball Super Renaissance if and when One Piece finally ends in the manga and then the anime catches up to that.
But on top of that, Toei chooses to go after and try to blacklist Team 4-Star and shut them down. Toei Animation and Lisa Yamatoya go to fucking anime conventions and copyright claim artists. So they won't even let the fans have official fan manga or even draw shit and make some money off of it. But instead of giving us something new, they sit there and they bullshit and fuck over the fandom. They attack Team 4-Star. They copyright strike YouTubers all the fucking time. Right? They go after Totally Not Mark, they go after me, they go after Team Force, they go after Unreal Endgame, they go after every freaking content creator, even though we're all following the fucking rules.
Again, not something else that is new, but something else that I've never heard of. So what he's saying here is the copyright problem that Dragon Ball Super content creators are coming under is real. It's terrible. Happens to all of us. Happens to me. Happens to Unreal. Happens to Geekdom and a lot of other channels. Totally Not Mark being probably one of the most infamous cases of this. This does actually happen, but that part is not new. What is new is that Toei higher ups or execs are going to conventions to copyright in real life people that are trying to sell art or something, or maybe they're trying to figure out names of people and maybe copyright them through their socials or whatever. That's kind of what Geekdom is hinting at. I would need more information for this story because this story sounds crazy on its own. Like, can you imagine that? That is such a waste of time from Toei to do that, because there are so many content creators and people that create art online and in conventions, and they are literally the lifeblood of Dragon Ball. Like, we are all the lifeblood because there's no lifeblood, there's no new blood being given. It's only our blood right now that is keeping the fandom going.
They don't even give us a good fucking home release of the movie because it's got green tint. They're blue balling us and giving us green tint. And when the fans email Toei and say, hey, Toei Animation, you have green tint in your 4K, can you fix it? These assholes at Toei are like, no, that's the way it's supposed to be, when we know as fans that it's not supposed to be like that. They won't even give us a good home release of Dragon Ball Z and GT. They won't give us a proper remaster. They won't use the original broadcast audio despite the entire Dragon Ball Z and GT audio being found by the fans. They refuse to take it. So not only are they fucking us with the new stuff, they're fucking us with the old stuff too.
The green tint is hideous, but it's not something that is new also. It's something that happened back in the other movies that came. DBS Broly was one. I was shocked when I first saw it. I was like, why is my movie green? I thought it was broken. I returned it, exchanged it, and I got back another green movie. And so, I mean, I bought the superhero movie, haven't opened it up yet, haven't watched it from there yet because of me. I just haven't done it yet. I'm assuming it has green tint on it. It is just the way that they do it. I don't know why they do it this way. It doesn't seem like, to be honest, to me, it does not seem to be something that is like on purpose. It seems like maybe in the production method and the transport method, whatever, somewhere down the line, someone drops a whole bunch of green paint on the movies before they come to DVD and Blu-ray and 4K, and Toei's like, that's just absolutely normal, nothing to see here, which to me is complete garbage. Again, not something new to complain about. It has happened before, but I'm right with Geekdom right here, where they should have already fixed this. They should acknowledge this as a problem and actually give us some real releases for this stuff, because that way we can watch it in the way that Dragon Ball was intended to be seen, in its best quality, which is something that has not happened and has not been the case for a very, very long time. Geekdom has a lot of fair points here, but I think a lot of it is the frustration from watching Dragon Ball Super month in, month out, and just having what you want it to be not be happening. Like seeing other people like Dragon Ball fan manga creators or Dragon Ball fan animation creators, like see them put their heart and soul in new stories that are awesome, and they look awesome, and they're cool, and they're interesting, and having Dragon Ball basically retelling the story of Superhero, which is a movie we just got. You know, I can see how that could be frustrating. We are getting some new stuff. I have to admit that Toei is giving us, and Shueisha are giving us a few new things with the Dragon Ball Super manga. But is it major things that we want to see? Probably not. Not for me. I did not want to see a whole arc of Trunks hanging out trying to mac on Mai. I did not want to see that at all. And honestly, I wanted to see a super perfect Cell Max. That's kind of what I want to see. I want that to be the case. I think it would have been a cool story to tell, instead of having this monster having a Cell Max that is sentient, essentially. But I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get a different fight, maybe a little bit longer. And that's basically it. I think that this manga chapter has maybe 2 more chapters. This manga arc has 2 more chapters before it's completely finished. And after that, it's going to be something else. And I do think that they're biding their time for whatever that something else is going to be. Now, Geekdom does say to stop talking about the Dragon Ball Super anime because it's been 5 years and it's not coming out and it's not going to come out. I think that Geekdom's a little bit jaded on this one because of everything that happened in connection with him and the Dragon Ball Super Return anime and all that stuff that's going on. I think that if there's news to cover, there's leaks, there's rumors, I think that's all valid to cover, in my opinion. I think that's all entertaining. I think that the future direction of the anime, where they're going to go, is probably the most interesting part for me. Like, are they going to continue with the Dragon Ball Super manga storyline with Moro, or are they going to go their own separate direction? That's kind of what I want to see in it, but who knows? But I think that this rant, I think it was needed from somebody as you know, implemented with the community as Geekdom, and I think that it was some serious points, but again, nothing really new. It's all the same shit. And again, when we had new stuff in the Granola arc, you can see how that can go wrong as well. It could be kind of shitty, in my opinion. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.